The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 21st, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right. If you're listening at the normal time, thanks much for doing so. We'll try to make this day, the show, as pertinent as we can for that 11 to 12 hour. But if you are listening live, we would love to hear from you. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you've got questions, that is between 8 and 9, and you can't call in, you can always send me an email. Now, send that off early and send that to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, if you'd put radio show question. Now, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. We begin our morning 8:08 a.m., and we've got U.S. equity futures trading to the upside. S&P are up 23. NASDAQ is up 112. Dow is up 141. The Russell's up 20. That's a little over 1% for the Russell 2000. So we're certainly going to go take a look at each of the four equity future contracts. Over in Asia last night, a bit of a mixed bag out there. The Shanghai closing up 17 points. Now, I believe the Shanghai index, I have to go take a look at the Shanghai or the Hang Seng. There was a Shanghai that actually confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern last evening. You get the FTSE and the DAX trading lower, about 0.5% for the FTSE, about 0.4% for the DAX. Gold is up $1. Silver's down 12 cents. Copper is off a penny. You got light sweet crude off $1.18. Natural gas is up 4 pennies. Wheat's up 4 points. U.S. dollar index off is trading lower, trading out at 101.72. So we'll take a look at all that. In fact, let's take a look at it. Even though I didn't do the 9 or the 8 a.m. update out there, let's just simply take a look at our market update and get a little bit of a feel for the way several markets are trading. So on the upper left-hand side, you're going to see the ES Mini. Now, we're going to blow this up momentarily, but what you should see out here, what you should notice, is there's a new profile that formed yesterday. That new profile, by the way, has got support at 47.41 and resistance at 48.12. Spot volatility is still below its 50-day exponential moving average. Did not have a one-day rate of change above plus 10%, so the rally that we're seeing here could be a counter trend. We're going to take a look at that. It would get ugly if we see the spot volatility close above 14.17. That's that 50-day exponential moving average. That would be a clear shift of a change in trend signal out there. The NQ also forming a new profile. That new profile has support at 16,664 and resistance at 16,991. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, although it has found resort consistently for the last 5 days, five days, up at the bottom. I say up, it's because it's trading below, but at the bottom of its daily profile. And that's at the 102.18 level. There is support, which is at 101.60. If price closed below 101.60, the signal to you and I is that the U.S. dollar index is going to head lower. Goldilocks and silver really not doing a whole heck of a lot, just consolidating with inside their profiles. In the case of gold, that's between 2017.90 and 2062.90. In the case of silver, it's between 23.90 and 24.79. Light sweet crude trading with inside its profile. It's got support at 70.14. We are trading below yesterday's low, so it's an indication that we may see light sweet crude continue to tick lower. Natural gas is consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 224 and 240. And finally, the 30-year Treasury, it did generate a sell the D point pattern back on December 18th. That pattern was negated yesterday. Prices trade above the top of its daily profile. It's A to B equals CD pattern. Says the next price projection level up in the 125s or so out there. So that's just an overview of the markets. As I had mentioned, the equity future contracts have formed new profiles. Well, that is the ES, the NQ, and the Dow. The Russell 2000 already has its profile that's in place. It's a bullish structured profile. So first, let's start with the NQ. The reason I want to start with the NQ, I'm not sure the reason actually. The reason I do want to start with the NQ is to assist us in understanding yesterday's price action, what we need to be able to watch and observe, and we'll go from there. So what I pointed out here in the NQ, now first of all, there is no, well, I don't think there's an A to B equals C dependent. So let me just measure the retracement here of this B to C leg out there. Do we get to 0.382? Now, we only get to 23%. So there's no A to B equals C that Stevie's going to hang his hat on with less than a 0.382. If we get to, 36, 34, 35, something like that, okay. But 23%, not really much of a retracement for that A to B equals CD leg. What we do have out here is I want to show you there was a TD9 count top that formed on the trade. Well, it actually completed, I believe, on November 27th. This was bar number 8. That was the high of the pattern. That was on November 22nd. So that was a signal to go short. Now, I did not go short. In fact, I stayed with a long position out here. And the reason is because price had not busted through the bottom of its daily profile. That's where you would get your change in trend signal out there. Until that gets broken, support is support, resistance is resistance. There was also a Rhodes Victim Indicator top that formed on November 29th. Having those two tops out there, the stronger one typically is that Rhodes Victim Indicator top. And so that certainly gave me a bit of angst whether to stay long or not. I did. And what price did on the trading day was a big move to the downside, sort of during the day on December 4th. But what price did was it stopped right at the bottom of that profile level. Not until that gets broken do we have a change in trend signal out here. So voila. With regard to yesterday's action, it confirmed a TD9, completed the TD9 count pattern for the NQ. So ordinarily, just like we were back here on the trading day of November 22nd, okay, we've got a completed top. As I've been able to share with you, when you get a completed top, or a bottom, but in this case here we're talking a top, all that really does is it gives us the freedom, or gives the market the freedom to try to test support. That support level's down at 16,664. Now, I don't know whether price will break through that level or not. What I do know is if price did break through that level, then we likely have some type of top. And that some type of top should at least take us into a low, I would think, that would take place sometimes towards the end of January, early February timeframe, just following along with the seasonal type pattern out there. So we certainly want to be paying attention to 16,664. Now, that's the daily timeframe for the NQ. In the case of the ES Mini, we'll simply expand this out as well. And in the ES Mini out here, you'll see that it too has a new profile. And price stopped basically right at it. Yesterday's low was, now there is no topping pattern inside the ES Mini. It negated the TD9 count signal that we were taking a look at yesterday. So there is no topping pattern inside the ES Mini. And what we have now, not that you couldn't get a change in trend, because you most certainly can. And we can see here that the ES Mini, since it came off of the bottom back in October 27th out there, we haven't seen it close below the bottom of a profile. When we do get it closed below the bottom of a profile, for example, right here, the trade day of August the 2nd, that's an indication of a change in trend. So we do not have a change in trend right now. We don't have a topping pattern inside the ES Mini. In fact, the ES Mini is suggesting to you and I it wants to go target the 49.02 level. But we're not going to worry about that right now because price would have to take out yesterday's high. We'll be right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? Introducing Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, your key to successful active trading. Tom O'Brien, renowned for his expertise in the financial markets, has designed Market Insights to be your daily guide to profitable trades. Tom publishes his daily Market Insights newsletter every market day before the market open, along with updates when warranted. Stay ahead of the game with Tom's real-time analysis and trade recommendations delivered straight to your inbox. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, Market Insights provides the edge you need to navigate the markets with confidence. Ready to join the ranks of successful traders? Head over to TFNN.com and subscribe to Market Insights today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to supercharge your trading results. Market Insights comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee for all new subscribers, so you have nothing to risk. Don't miss out on this opportunity to revolutionize your trading game. Head over to TFNN.com right now to join the thousands of traders who have already experienced the power of Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, firsthand. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back up, folks. So we're taking it. By the way, it's 8:18 in the morning. If you're listening at 11:18, thanks so much for doing that. Certainly, the first part of the show has been pertinent for that hour out here, and it's going to continue to be that way. So what we've established out here, at least we'll take a look at the NQ and the ES Mini. They have not broken through a key level of support to suggest to you or I that we have a change in trend signal. That red arrow on the left-hand side, that's where you see a close below the bottom of a profile. If we did get a close below the bottom of the profile for the ES Mini, again, there's no topping pattern that's out there, and that's a close below 47.41, then we would have a change in trend signal out there. If we take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, the Dow Equity Future contract does not have the typical topping pattern that you and I talk about. We'll talk about the topping pattern that does exist out there, and that it confirmed a top yesterday. Actually, it was a TD9 count sequential, so we'll take a look at that. But what we also have out here is we have a new profile that formed. That new profile has got support at 37,307 and resistance at 37,871. Again, it's got a topping pattern. But it doesn't matter what kind of topping pattern it is out there. You still have to be able to break through support. And so for the Dow Equity Future contract, it'll not give us that signal that we've got a change in trend until we see a close below 37,307. Now to the Russell 2000, which is having a nice rally this morning. It's up about 1% or maybe a little bit less right now. But all it's doing is it is consolidating with inside its daily profile. Now it too, like the NQ, just those two. Well, actually the Dow has a topping pattern as well. It has a sell the D point pattern out here. But still, what price needs to do, it needs to close below profile support. And it's got a bullish structured profile. And that's between the zone of 1973 and 1991. So what we have out here, when we take a look at all four daily equity future contracts, we go ahead and encompass yesterday's price action out here. We got some type of topping signals in the NQ. We actually got a confirmed top inside the Dow. We already had a confirmed top inside the Russell 2000, but nothing inside the ES Mini. Something to think about. But more importantly is we've got new profile levels that will help us to be able to interpret the market out there. And right now, we're just basically in a consolidating bull type scenario for all four of these equity future contracts. Okay, so that's what's going on the daily time frame. In an earlier conversation this morning, we were taking myself and Jimmy D inside the Tigers Den. We were taking a look at the NQ out there. And what Jimmy had pointed out was the NQ was basically failing at the .382 retracement of the leg down from yesterday. So leg down from yesterday, we start from the all-time high. That took place up at the 17,073 level, moved all the way down to 16,758. So that's what gives us the data points to be able to do these retracements. Now, we can see that price is trading just above the .382 level. That's at 16,878. We use it as a guideline, not necessarily right to the tick or penny. We could also see that price is trading with inside its profile. Now, what you don't see here, this is the 30-minute. Oh, that's because I'm on the 30-minute chart out there. I'll have to switch over and show you what I'm going to talk about. So right now, we are at a point in time where the market does start moving lower from here by only having a .382 retrace. Remember, we talked about I took a look at the ES Mini, and I was trying to do retracements to see if we could find some type of A to B equals CD pattern. Same process here. So you get to the .382. If this is the top, and it could be, and we're going to take a look at what to notice, what to be paying attention for. If, in fact, this is the top and price starts moving lower, it'd be a gigantic A to B equals CD to downside. Now, when I say gigantic, I mean likely it will do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD downside. You might say, Steve-O, well, what is that value? What would that be? I'm just looking at the 30-minute time frame chart because that's what it's applicable to. Well, that 30-minute chart would give us the following. So the A point's going to be that high from yesterday. The B point's going to be the low from yesterday. At this stage here, where's the high? Would it come in here? I think it did this morning at 4:30. Let's see. That's up at the 16,890 level. This one is at 16,890.50. This was 16,890.75. So there we go. So that becomes the A, B, the C point. And then what you would have is a 1-to-1 that would take you to 16,575. That would be the price projection. But I would say it would do more than a 1-to-1 price projection. It would get us down towards that 16,490. But that's not what we're dealing with right now. There's one other level that's on this chart that you should pay attention to. That's called perigee. We can see in perigee and apogee. Perigee is when the moon is closest to Earth during the current lunar cycle. And that came in over the weekend. It came in, I think it was Saturday afternoon. And for some reason, I have a suspicion why, but for some reason, this data point acts as key levels of support or resistance, or at least the way that you can trade it is if you are above apogee or perigee. In this case here, it's perigee. The data point specifically, the pivot point is 16,815 out there. You're looking for trades to the upside. That is, unless you get some type of topping pattern out there. We can see how well this acted as resistance. Price got up there at about 6:30 last night. It remained up there until 2100 hours. Until 11 o'clock last night. No, not 11 o'clock, 9, 10, 11 o'clock last night, right? 20, no, that'd be 2,400 hours. Well, you know what I mean out there. It would be 9 p.m. And then once price broke through that level, well, then it had to say, geez, if I was a short-term short trader out there, my sphincter muscle would be getting pretty tight out there. If we take a look at the other equity future contract, the ES Mini, that also have the perigee pivot point out here, this is actually the type of price action you would see where perigee is truly acting as support. So it never got the opportunity to act as support when, well, it did have the opportunity, but price sliced right through it. Again, we're looking at a 30-minute time frame chart. That was at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. But on its rally this morning, overnight, price found resistance there really just for about an hour's worth of time, up until about 1:30 in the morning. Then price broke through it. Now, there's actually some TD9 count tops that we'll take a look at on the 60-minute time frame. We'll do that in a few moments. But what that has done is only sent price right back to, one, the bottom of a profile that's in there, and the perigee pivot point. So at this stage here, the ES Mini is waning on, potentially looking to the long side. Now, if price got back below that 47.6950, that would change out there. So we have both the ES Mini and the NQ both trading above perigee. Now let's go ahead and switch screens out here. And to switch screens, we're going to take a look at our 60-minute time frame. We're going to take a look at the white screens out here. And these screens show us what? They show in the ES Mini upper left-hand side, the TD9 count bottom. That confirmed at 5 o'clock this morning. Now, if price closes above that high, so here's another beautiful data point. If it closes above that high, that's at 47.78. That's going to be confirming a move to the upside out there. In the case of the NQ, the data point to be watching is its TD9 count top, and that's up at the 16,890.75 level. The Dow did not complete a TD9 count top. Doesn't have to, but the Russell did. In the case of Russell 2000, that key data point to the upside would be at 2029.40. If you get closes above those levels here, at least for the 60-minute time frame, so it has to be an hourly close above that level, that's going to suggest to you and I that there is a further move to the upside. But these TD9 counts, they could be the end of that counter trend rally. That's a reason to watch that Perigee pivot point at 47.6950 for the ES, to watch it at 16.815 for the NQ. But make sure that you don't ignore the fact that we also have those daily profile levels that you and I took a look at earlier. So we get back from this break out there. Let's go take a look at Carvana for Dan. Rye inside the Tiger's Den has got a couple of symbols as well, so we'll take a look at those. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, before we get to the request out there, I did mention that the Dow had formed a topping pattern. It was different than the TD9 count. So I've got the NQ, the Dow, and the silver contract out here. So if you take a look at the silver contract, what you'll also notice, so one of the other patterns that I keep track of for Tom DeMarco are the TD9 count sequential, not the TD9 count, the TD sequential and the TD combo counts. The TD sequential counts are in the blue. I'm just showing the when we get that signal, you'll see a number 13 on my my screen out there. The blue ones, next kind of a light blue, is the sequential. The black one is the combo count. Now, in each of those cases, they require a close below the close of the bar 4 bars prior. Well, in the case of yesterday's action inside the Dow, it actually went ahead and confirmed that top. So I'd mentioned that. We can see so far on a daily basis, the Dow has rallied right into its oscillator and change line, whereas inside the NQ, it's trading above that. That's another signal to be careful, because if, in fact, we see that TD9 count fail inside the 60-minute time frame chart for the NQ, that's going to suggest we're going to go all the way back up to the top of that new profile that formed, and that's up at the 16,991. So if you're interested in going short the market, I'd do it at the 16,991 level. Now, I don't know that we're going to get there, but if we do negate that TD9 count on the hourly, well, that most definitely improves the odds out there. So we do have a top inside the NQ. That's a TD9 count top out there. It has not confirmed the sequential signal, but the Dow has confirmed the sequential signal. And the silver, I'm just showing you the silver chart because that had both a combo and a sequential signal. We can see how that has reacted out here, or at least how it did react. But again, here, price in the case of silver was able to close right below the bottom of that daily profile. So that's what you need to see here in order to get some type of similar change in trend signal out there. All right, so we got all that taken care of. Let's go take a look at it. And I think you're kind of set up now for the day and what to look for and what to watch for with those new profile levels intraday, the 60-minute chart being the best time frame now to watch and observe. So let's go take a look at some of those requests that have come in, and thank you for that. Dan, why don't you take a look at Carvana. CVNA is a ticker symbol. Closed yesterday at 55.45. The last tick, somebody just bought 500 shares for 57.45. So what do we know about Carvana out here? Well, first, let's pull this back just a tad. We probably can make an A to B equals CD pattern out here. Let me just go to my other chart, and let me just see on Carvana. Did we get that? Enough of retracement there. So just give me a moment if you would. Well, I guess you don't really have a choice. You can say, no, I don't want to give you a moment, but I'm already taking it. So, yeah, it was a 57% retracement. Boy, that's a 1 to 2.618 A to B equals CD pattern. Nonetheless, yesterday did confirm a sell the D point pattern. Now, there's a new profile that's formed, and the very top of yesterday's high is the top of that profile, 62.59. It's got bullish structured profile support at 47.52 and 50.03. Now, it's not trading in that area as we speak, but those are the areas you'd want to be paying attention to. I don't know if they were out with earnings or what, or if anything, but what I can share with you is you've got a top. It's a confirmed sell the D point top. What should unfold out here is price should pull back to test its oscillator and change line, which is in between the bullish structured zone. So we're going to say that what price should do is pull back between 47.52 to 50.03. Now, it's trading at 57.99 right now. So the only way that this sell the D point pattern gets negated would be a close above 62.59. That's what the daily time frame chart is signaling to me, Dan. If I look at the weekly time frame chart, it's triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but that requires a bearish reversal candle at week's end. So it's going to be dependent upon what that candle looks like tomorrow. If we don't get a bearish reversal candle, then this is just a warning sign. This is like your weatherman saying, take your umbrella with you. That's what Stevie, the weatherman, would be telling you. Take your umbrella with you. If we do get a bearish candle, well, then that's going to confirm what we've got in the daily time frame, and then I'd say we likely continue to head lower. So, Dan, NQ just took out that? Okay, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that, and keep me up to date there. So that says to Stevie that NQ is going to go target the top of that profile. Now, we'd have to take a look at the other intraday charts, see if there's any other signals that are out there, and maybe we'll get a chance to do that out here. On a monthly time frame chart for Carvana, I don't really have much here other than price getting back to prior levels out there. So, Dan, that's what I've got with regard to Carvana, CVNA. I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for the request. Thanks so much for letting me know that. Now, what we need to see, it's only 835. So price has to close above that high because that TD9 count was only on the hourly time frame inside of the ES Mini. So it's really going to be the 9 a.m. close versus what it's doing at 8:35 out there. At least that's how I would go ahead and interpret it. But we can look at the short-term time frame charts to get a feel for momentum or any kind of signals that they might be generating. But let's go on to our excuse me. Let's go on to our next request, which was IOVA. So I'll pull that up here momentarily. So what I'm what I was going to do. That's a total brain fart. Sorry about that. You didn't need to know that, but it was a stinky one, by the way. If we take a look at IOVA, which is Iovance Biotherapeutics. Now, yesterday it formed a new profile. For some reason, it's not showing up on this system. But what I can share with you, Rye, is that new profile is at $7. Now, there's a trade that just fired off. There was 40 shares a little while ago, 100 shares, 739, 744. So price is above the top of that bottom profile out there. When we take a look at this chart, what I don't see on a daily time frame is a topping pattern, with one possible exception. Let me just see if what this did here. Okay. So this tested a swing point that had volume of 14 million shares, and it tested and rejected it with 13.4 million shares. It's lighter volume, but man, I hesitate to tell you that's a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. I mean, it literally is. But that volume wasn't like it was really light volume. It was just a little bit lighter volume out there. So I'm going to go with, I don't really have a topping pattern. What we do have is a consolidation with inside his profile. I guess the top really out here, Rye, is the weekly chart. See how price has made its way up and it keeps rejecting that TD9 count breakdown level at 793. So that can be a top. What I would watch for is if price closed below $7. In fact, what I can do out here, you can see that price is not closed below the bottom of a profile, coming off of the low out here from back in October 19th. So if we did close below the bottom of that profile at $7 out there, that would tell you you've got a change in trend inside of Iovance Therapeutics. But until then, you've just got a consolidation with inside the daily profile, significant support. You've got $8 and $7.93 are your two key resistance levels out there. So, Rye, I hope that helps you out with that. You also want to take a look at AUR. So let's pull up those charts. That is Aurora Innovation out there. Let's see what it did yesterday. Last trade, it closed at 412. Yesterday, last trade, 1,156 shares traded off at $4.24. So I don't see a topping pattern out there. I've got bar number 7 that confirmed yesterday. Maybe this will go on to complete a TD9 count top. The price has to at least spike above yesterday's high at a minimum. I don't see a topping pattern on the weekly time frame. In the monthly, price is trading above profile. You'd like to see a New Year's Eve close above 364. That would tell you on the monthly basis that you've got a change in trend signal out there. So what do you have to worry about with regard to Aurora Innovation out there? I don't know. Actually, it looks like you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside. Let me see here. So the swing point on the weekly basis, that's the one that's going to be most important, 37 million shares. So far for the week, this has done 31 million shares. You may get a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside, Rye, at week's end. Pay attention. Watch that. You want to close above the high of 392 and with more than 37 million shares. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So before we get off of AUR out there, it actually did complete the one-to-one move of its A to B equals CD pattern on the weekly time frame when I pulled that chart back. Now, you can see here, Rye, that price is much stronger on this C to D leg. See how far to the left of that angle? So you got to keep that same angle to really understand the power of the pattern. So this is telling you and I, this wants to do more than a one-to-one. The one-to-one got you to 442, so we already did that yesterday. The next price projection level is up at the 519 area, and you'll also notice at 537 you've got your TD9 count breakdown level. But the reason I wanted to point that out to you is because if we've got an A to B equals CD pattern on the weekly, which we do, we've got it on a daily as well. So just simply watch for a bearish reversal candle. If you get that, that's going to confirm a sell the D point pattern and some type of retracement out there. So everything looks really good, but watch for the bearish reversal candle and the potential of a TD9 count top to form over the next few days out there. So I hope that helps you out. You had one last request, which was to take a look at Taseko Mines. TGB is the ticker symbol out there. Let me see where that is trading at in the pre-market. TG, if anything is even traded. Closed yesterday at 140. No, I've got 10 shares sold for 142, so nothing out there. So what do we have if we take a look at this? Well, one, yesterday confirmed a sell the D point pattern. So you've got, or it looks like it did. I'll just simply draw that in just to make sure. Maybe my eyes are off here, but let's go from that low up to there. And I'm just going to move this over to where the C point would be. So there's the low after that. Yeah, so this basically, this confirmed a sell the D point pattern yesterday. And what Taseko Mines should do is it should pull back to a $1.32 or around the $1.32. That happens to be its oscillator and change zone. There's no other level of support on the daily time frame, Rye. That next level of support will be all the way down at the top of its daily profile, 115. Now, on a weekly time frame, you're trading above the top of its profile. You closed by a smidgen just above it last week. If this does close the week above 138, the weekly chart is signaling to you and I that it wants to go target the September high, and that's at the $1.60 level. On a monthly time frame, price is just consolidating with inside its profile. That ranges from $1.04 up to $1.50 out there. So you do have a confirmed top on the daily time frame. Again, its price target should be at about the $1.32 level. But I see gold's up $7 right now. So maybe it'll be quite muted out there. So that takes care of those requests. I do have another request. This one coming in from Lee. Sorry about that. Coming in from Brent in Martinez, California. Brent's up nice and early. He wants to take a fuel cell. FCEL is the ticker symbol. So let's get those charts up on our screen here. Let me see what fuel cell is doing in the pre-market out there. Fuel cell last trade fired off 300 shares, $1.52. So it's trading in that range. It closed yesterday at $1.45. Now, Brent, first, when I take a look at fuel cell, I don't see a topping pattern on the daily time frame. But price, in what price is doing, it is trading with inside its bearish structured daily profile. That formed a couple of days ago. So, Brent, the numbers we're watching here is $1.26 to the downside, that's support, $1.66 as resistance. You appreciate your analysis. I'm long with April 150 call options. What level of resistance and support to be watching? Hope you have a Merry Christmas. You do as well, and Happy New Year. Thanks, Brent. Same to you and your family. So I'd watch $1.41 right now. $1.41 happens to be that green oscillator and change line. If you get a close below that, its momentum has waned, has failed in essence, and you should see a move back to that $1.26 level out there. The weekly chart shows that price has been trying to break out of its consolidation with inside its profiles, but it's failed to do so. In order to do that, it needs to close above $1.56, $1.52, the last print out there. So watch that $1.56 level. If you do get a close above that, it would be a positive, but it won't get really positive till you see a close above $1.66. That happens to be the top of the daily profile. On a monthly time frame, looks like you're going to confirm or complete a TD9 count bottom for fuel cell, and that should take us up to 402 over time. So, Brent, I hope that helps you out. Thanks much for writing in and your holiday wishes out there. Looking forward to it for sure. Going to be a bunch of travel. That's why I'm doing the show here early this morning. Going to go pick up my 96-year-old mother-in-law and bring her here for obviously the weekend. And we've got new additions to the family. And it's just going to be a great holiday. So we've got another request. This coming from Nicholas. And Nicholas says, would you please go over the SMHs? So we absolutely will. So let's pull up the SMHs out here. They, too, did not form a topping pattern. At least I don't believe that they did. But let's go find out. Your question is, would you please go over the SMH for long? Is the A to B equals CD up still in play out here? So what we have... Let me pull this back here. We just have, so first with regard to the SMHs, you've got a new profile. Price pulled back, didn't bust through support out there. Although I don't have any kind of a topping pattern out there, we could still get a change in trend signal if we get a close, certainly 2 consecutive closes below profile level. So, Nicholas, before I go take a look at the A to B equals CDs, you want to watch the bottom of this profile. And that's at the 168.80 level. Let me see where the SMHs are trading right now in the pre-market. They last trade fired off at 172.26. So that's your level of support. Resistance at 174.10. That's on the daily time frame. Weekly chart has got support at 164.09 and 161.17. And the monthly chart, this is pretty, there's no topping pattern out here. Prices trade above resistance, which is at 161.17. So that could be a support level for you. You asked about the A to B equals CD pattern. So I'm going to switch over to the black background charts because that's going to be easier for us to do that. Your question was, is that still intact? So we're going to go find out whether that is still intact, if there's one there or not. So let's take a look at this set of charts here. Let's get the SMHs up on our screen. You should be seeing the black background charts now. And so the monthly, I think, is what you're taking a look at. Now, the monthly chart is going to require a close above 161.17. Ideally, it would be done with more than 170 million shares. That is not likely to happen. The reason that's not, what's not likely to happen is the volume piece of it. You are at basically 100 million shares with only a handful of days in light volume type trading. So it's not likely that will happen. But nonetheless, if you close above 161.17, the A to B equals CD pattern is still in place out there. Not all A to B equals CD patterns confirm with volume that move higher. So you want to just pay attention to those swing points and other tools out there. On a weekly basis, the swing point had volume. This is 161.17, so the same swing point. This was from July 31st. 32 million shares were out there. Well, when that was passed last week, it was 41 million shares. So on a weekly basis, you do have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That would take us to 213.78. That's the price projection. Be careful. We got to watch because there is the possibility of a TD9 count top forming inside the SMHs and doing that sometime between next week or the week after as we come into the end of the year. But right now, so yes, the answer to your question is those A to B equals CD patterns are still in play out there. The daily has got a price projection of 185.90. Nonetheless, if you do close, or it does close below 168.80, Steve would have to go with the change in trend signal, especially if it was 2 consecutive days out there. So, Nicholas, thank you for your kind wishes out there. And thank you so much for getting up early with me and sending a request. Oh, just sold yesterday. Where would you buy? ALT. So let's take a look at that when we get back from this break. ALT. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be back in just a few.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? Introducing Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, your key to successful active trading. Tom O'Brien, renowned for his expertise in the financial markets, has designed Market Insights to be your daily guide to profitable trades. Tom publishes his daily Market Insights newsletter every market day before the market open, along with updates when warranted. Stay ahead of the game with Tom's real-time analysis and trade recommendations delivered straight to your inbox. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, Market Insights provides the edge you need to navigate the markets with confidence. Ready to join the ranks of successful traders? Head over to TFNN.com and subscribe to Market Insights today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to supercharge your trading results. Market Insights comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee for all new subscribers, so you have nothing to risk. Don't miss out on this opportunity to revolutionize your trading game. Head over to TFNN.com right now to join the thousands of traders who have already experienced the power of Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, firsthand. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol ALT. That's Altimmune. This is for Vic, who sold yesterday. And his question is, where do I buy? And if we take a look at it, yesterday was a wave number 7 top confirmation. That is letter G on my screen. You got a new daily profile this for me. This is 839, supported 512. The center of the profile is 676. You've got the oscillator and change line printed at 720. Price should pull back to the 676, 720 area. If price closes below 676, then you're looking to move down to 512. You're asking where's the buy point? Well, one buy point would be 720. Another buy point would be 676. And the third buy point would be $5.12 out out there. It's worthwhile to look at those three as buy points. Maybe you go in and out if price you put a trade in at 720. I mean, I'd love for you to look at an intraday chart to give you some type of confirmation as price hits a certain support area, and maybe you do that in fact on your own, because the weekly chart looks very good. The monthly chart looks even better. You've got a TD9 count bottom pattern, and price is trading above the top of its profile. So this is telling you over time this wants to make a move to 1238 out there. So looks pretty good. Let's see. I think we might actually be in. This is just the last segment here, isn't it? Let me go back to those 60-minute time frame charts. Let me start there. Hopefully you were able to listen to the beginning of the show out there. We were taking a look at the TD9 count. So we are 4 minutes away from 9 a.m. And it looks like these TD9 counts are going to fail inside the ES and the NQ, but maybe not so inside the Russell 2000. The markets never make it easy for you and I out there. But these failed patterns inside the NQ, well, let me switch over, take a quick peek at the other intraday charts for the NQ. Let's be thorough here. Let's try to pull those up in time. So this is going to be all the intraday charts we'd look at. 10-minute chart's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. I don't see anything on the 15. I don't see anything on the 30. We've already talked about the 60. You're dealing with profile support on the 120. So watch this level in the NQ, and that's at 16,947. You're dealing with that same kind of a profile on the 5-hour chart. So you close above that, we should continue to move higher. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. Tommy O'Brien is up next. I'll see you tomorrow at the normal programming time. Thanks much for joining me this morning. Have a terrific Thursday, folks.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future.